both. I started doing an MSc and playing in the band, and the band took off, so I went with it, and at least they guaranteed to pay us 20 quid a week, so it seemed worth having a go. And then suddenly it sort of seems to snowball and it takes over your life.
For over 3 decades, one of rock's greatest mysteries has haunted Queen fans worldwide. John Deacon, the quiet genius behind hits like Another One Bites the Dust and I Want to Break Free, simply vanished from the music world after Freddie Mercury's death. No interviews, no public appearances, no explanations. While Brian May and Roger Taylor continued Queen's legacy, John retreated into complete silence. Now, after years of speculation, sources close to the Deacon family are finally breaking their silence with confirmations that will devastate Queen fans. What they reveal goes beyond grief. It's a story of profound loyalty, irreplaceable loss, and a man who believed Queen died with Freddie Mercury. The truth about John's departure is more heartbreaking than anyone imagined. The quiet genius who shaped Queen's sound. To understand the magnitude of John Deacon's departure, we need to appreciate what Queen lost when he walked away. John wasn't just the bass player. He was the band's secret weapon, a musical innovator whose contributions were far more significant than his quiet demeanor suggested. John Richard Deacon joined Queen in 1971, completing the legendary lineup. Unlike flamboyant Freddie Mercury, rock god Brian May, or charismatic Roger Taylor, John was unassuming and introverted, preferring to stay out of the limelight. But his musical contributions were absolutely essential to Queen's success. The songs John wrote became some of Queen's biggest commercial triumphs. Another One Bites the Dust became their best-selling U.S. single, crossing over to R&B charts and introducing Queen to new audiences. I Want to Break Free became a global anthem, while You're My Best Friend showcased his perfect pop melodies. His bass lines weren't just rhythmic foundations. They were melodic masterpieces that gave Queen's music its distinctive groove. Beyond songwriting, John was the band's financial brain. In early days, he managed much of their business affairs with the same precision he brought to bass playing. Brian May once said, "John was, and is, a very private person. He didn't speak much, but when he did, it was usually very pertinent." When he disappeared from the music world, Queen didn't just lose a bass player, they lost a crucial part of their creative DNA. The unbreakable bond with Freddie Mercury. Family sources have now confirmed what many suspected. John Deacon's departure wasn't about creative differences or business disputes. It was about the devastating loss of his closest friend and the man he considered the irreplaceable heart of Queen, Freddie Mercury. The bond between John and Freddie was deeper than most fans realized. While their personalities were completely different, Freddie the extroverted showman, John the quiet perfectionist, they shared a musical understanding that transcended words. Family sources reveal that John saw Freddie not just as a bandmate, but as the very essence of what made Queen special. When Freddie was diagnosed with AIDS around 1987, John was among the first to know. The family confirms that John was devastated and spent Freddie's final years supporting him both personally and professionally. Recording The Miracle and Innuendo albums became deeply emotional experiences for John. Freddie Mercury's death on November 24, 1991 hit all band members hard, but sources revealed John took it the hardest. Brian May reflected, "I think losing Freddie was very hard for him as well. He found that incredibly difficult. John was particularly sensitive. He took it very hard." Roger Taylor was more direct. John freaked out and decided he really couldn't deal with being in the music business anymore. It was as simple as that. He got very, very devastated by Freddie's death. This wasn't just professional grief. It was the loss of someone John considered irreplaceable. The final performances and growing withdrawal. Family confirmations reveal that John's withdrawal wasn't sudden. It was a gradual process that began immediately after Freddie's death and culminated in complete retirement from music. Each post-Freddie project became more difficult for John to endure. The Freddie Mercury tribute concert on April 20, 1992 was one of John's last major public performances. Family sources confirm that while John participated out of love for Freddie's memory, he was visibly uncomfortable. The sight of other singers attempting to fill Freddie's shoes only reinforced John's belief that Queen had died with their frontman. John's participation in completing Made in Heaven in 1995 was described by family sources as emotionally torturous. The album, featuring Freddie's final recorded vocals, required John to work with his deceased friend's voice, creating unbearable reminders of their loss. The family confirms John's final studio recording with Queen was No One But You, Only the Good Die Young in 1997, a tribute to Freddie written by Brian May. This song represented John's musical goodbye to his friend and farewell to the band that had defined his life. John's last public performance occurred on January 17, 1997, at Maurice Béjart's Ballet for Life premiere in Paris. Family sources reveal this brief appearance with May, Taylor, and Elton John performing The Show Must Go On was John's way of saying goodbye to the Queen legacy. After this, he effectively retired from music forever. The belief that Queen died with Freddie. The most heartbreaking confirmation from the Deacon family concerns John's fundamental belief about Queen's identity. To John, Queen wasn't just a band that could continue with different lineups. It was a specific magical combination of 4 people. And when Freddie died, that magic died with him. Family sources confirm that John felt Queen could not, and should not, continue without Freddie Mercury. To him, Freddie wasn't just the lead singer, he was Queen. This wasn't about ego or creative control. It was about artistic integrity and respect for what they had created together. The family reveals that John was deeply uncomfortable with the idea of other singers performing with Queen. While he respected Brian and Roger's desire to keep the music alive, he couldn't participate in what he saw as an impossible attempt to recreate something inherently unrepeatable. Could any singer truly replace Freddie Mercury's unique voice, stage presence, and creative vision? John's answer was an emphatic no. This philosophical difference created a painful divide between John and his surviving bandmates. While Brian May and Roger Taylor eventually found ways to perform Queen's music with other vocalists like Paul Rodgers and Adam Lambert, John remained convinced that these collaborations couldn't capture the essence of what Queen had been. Family sources confirm that John's loyalty was to the original 4-member lineup. His statement, often relayed by May and Taylor, that "there's no point carrying on. It's impossible to replace Freddie," wasn't just about practical concerns. It was a deeply held belief about the sacred nature of their original partnership. The reclusive life and lasting legacy. The Deacon family's confirmations paint a picture of a man who chose personal peace over public fame, family over celebrity, and silence over compromise. John's complete withdrawal wasn't about bitterness. It was about maintaining integrity and honoring Freddie's memory in the only way he felt appropriate. Since retirement, John has lived quietly in southwest London with his wife Veronica Tetzlaff, married since 1975, and their 6 children. Family sources confirm this wasn't a retreat born of sadness, but a conscious choice to prioritize what truly mattered. The family reveals John has no regrets about leaving music behind. Having amassed significant wealth from Queen's success, estimated net worth between 130 to 170 million pounds, he had financial freedom to choose his path. His songwriting royalties, especially from Another One Bites the Dust, continue providing substantial income without requiring public involvement. Brian May has spoken about John's choice with respect. "We don't see him. He's very much his own man. He's in his own space, and we respect that. It's a shame in a way because we would love to have him around, but he doesn't want to be." The Deacon family's confirmations reveal a story more beautiful and heartbreaking than any speculation. John didn't leave because of creative differences or financial disputes. He left because he loved Freddie Mercury and Queen so much that he couldn't bear to see their legacy diluted. John's belief that Queen died with Freddie represents the ultimate act of loyalty and artistic integrity. His choice to honor his friend's memory through silence speaks to a depth of character that's rare in entertainment. What do you think about John's decision to retire completely rather than continue without Freddie? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more heartfelt stories from music. Thanks for watching.